Good morning and welcome to the Axopar stand here at Boot 2020. Today we're going to take a look around the Axopar 28 model, available here in front of us, as you see, with a cabin. This is a fully enclosed boat with a centerline wheelhouse, and we have here on the left also an open with the option for a folding bimini, and of course the T-top version with a fixed centre roof section there, you see, up over the cockpit. All the boats here have a selection of the Axopar factory options, so we range in price from around 115 to 145,000 euros, including 19% German tax, to give you an idea of what is available on these models. All the same basic hull design, so twin step hull. Standard power is recommended as a single 300 Mercury V8 engine with the option for a single 350 supercharged Verado, and then also the possibility to put the twin 200 6-cylinder engines on if you prefer to run two engines. See here up on the bow, this is the sunshade for warmer climates. All the boats have got this heavy duty rubbing strake running all the way around the boat, so very practical. And this real sharp point of entry, very aggressive, clean slicing through the water. It's a very confidence inspiring boat to drive. Despite being a twin step hull, never any feeling of nervousness when you're running at speed. Single engine boats generally around 42 knots top speed, a little bit more from the twins. So if we use this boat as an example, she's got the Brabus line trim, which is these black painted stainless steel rails, Brabus detailing on the badges. If you equate this to something like an Audi S line trim rather than a full RS version, it still gives you the aesthetics and the great looks, still impressive performance, but not the full-blown monsters that you see on the bespoke Brabus Shadow range. So we'll start off over here with the 28 cabin. This particular boat, you can see up on the top there, we've got the side rails and the optional crossbars to carry water sports toys, seen here with a canoe and a mountain bike. I have to say it actually looks really cool, and I can see the practicality down in the West Country, heading off to a remote bay. You've got all the toys with you for a weekend on the water. Something different with this wrap they've chosen to do on the boat here at the show. I have to say I love it, but it's not a factory option. But we could create something special like this if you want to give your boat a unique look. Standard boat is all white with the option for a Miami blue or a grey. Of course, with a wrap we can do anything you like. Again, this particular boat, Brabus line trim. And powered by a single Mercury 300 horsepower V8. Standard engines are black with the option here for a factory painted white finish, so full warranty on the paint job. It's got the advanced midsection and DTS, so they're digital throttle and shift. Fly-by-wire control, very straightforward for those that haven't had boats before. Really does make berthing much more simple. Standard here on the back with the S-Tech decking on the bathing platforms, and obviously access either side of the engine. The option for a water ski frame here, painted in the Brabus black, for those that want to tow wakeboards and ringos, etc. And then this boat, you can see here in the stern, has the day cruiser aft cabin package, which gives you a second double on the boat for weekending away. Both sides at the back here, handy storage lockers. White non-slip GRP decks are standard, with the option to take the S-Tech all the way around the boat. if you want a little bit of more refinement to the finish. And here up in the bow, the seating is offset to port, so we still have a great working deck space if you're into your fishing or coming alongside for mooring. But when you get either into port or on anchor, you can drop the optional table that sits there in those two sockets down into sun pad, and then you've got a great space to lie out, either in addition to that aft cabin with the cushions, or if you take the wet bar option, this would be your main sunbathing area. Standard, the boat doesn't come with an electric winch, but it is an option, and we'll see that on one of the other boats as we walk through the range here. LED nav lights tucked up in the bow here. Lots of cleats throughout, making mooring very straightforward. The boat's very much designed around either single occupancy or short-handed cruising, so it's very practical. These huge side doors allowing access for the captain to step straight out with a centerline rope really does give confidence that you don't need to run this boat with a big crew. Axopar's clever optional heads compartment here sits in the bow, so good access here with the door. See, nice finish here on the inside, little window, good seal. So we've got a Centerline electric toilet in this particular boat with a small waste tank. You've got your main breakers over on the port side of the boat, mirrored finish just to give a little bit more feeling of space inside, and then there's an option for a water package with a sink, cold running water. If you choose the AV packages, you've got the option for speakers here on the bow and also aft end of the cockpit there, and you can further upgrade to include amplifiers and subwoofers and what have you. So looking inside, this is the Silvertech Storm upholstery, which is the darker silver. Great attention to detail. As part of the Bravas trim package, here you can see this lovely Alcantara steering wheel. It's a tilt steering, so comfortable to get into position whether you're driving standing or sitting. So you've got your DTS throttle control there, Mercury's vessel view, which gives you fuel burn, engine parameters, etc., and then the option for that Garmin large screen plotter, which can also be upgraded then to take a radar and a fish finder come IntelliJuicer option if you're into your fishing. Nice good quality LED switches here on the dash for wipers and lighting systems. You can see this boat's got an underwater lighting option there, pump controls, etc. And then a joystick control here for the trim tabs and the optional bow thruster. Looking across on the co-pilot side, we've got this nicely embossed Alcantara Bravas handrail, and of course with the Fusion package, the option for a remote control or just controlled through your plotter screen. So we have these Centerline Helm and co-pilot seats, lift up bolster cushions, meaning you can get comfortable whether you're driving standing or sitting. And if we just climb up on the helm here, to imagine you're driving, we've got this panoramic view all the way around the boat. It's great visibility. That cushion drops down when you're running, just up for storage access in the aft cabin at the moment. We imagine whether the weather is overcast and the fog's coming in, you've got maximum visibility for spotting lobster pots, etc., all the way around. And then say coming in for docking, these huge apertures in the side to give access on the side deck. We come behind the helm seats, we've got this aft bench seat which will take 3 adults with ease, so comfortable seating for 5, or if you've got lots of kids, there's room perhaps to squeeze 4 of them on the back seat here. And with the optional day cruiser aft cabin, as we see on this boat, you can then see the Centerline double bed, little step down there in the middle, and we've got windows up behind the blinds there to give lots of natural light into the cabin. Ambient lighting is an option, of course, so you can strip this boat right down to a minimum if it's just something to go out on for the day fishing, or if you want to take the whole family away, keep the boat with as many creature comforts as possible. the options there to spec the boat right up with the best of everything. You can see under the co-pilot seat here, top loading cool box, which is an option, and of course a sink with cold running water as well. So single Mercury 300 V8 power, we're looking at top speed around 42 knots. Cruising 30 to 35 knots. You can run these boats quite fast, even when the weather's not so kind to you. Here again, we have another 28 cabin. This is a standard boat without the Brabus trim, so you'll see the option with any of the rails on the boat now are exposed natural stainless steel. More of a classic feel to the boat, still great looking, and we'll head on up, see what we've got in the way of options. So standard black painted engine now from the factory. You can see these optional removable aft seats here, which have a drop down seat cushion, and the table, and the storage option here without the aft cabin. So a lot more deck space for those that are into perhaps their fishing or an out and out water sports boat where you need the room to prepare for dive kit, wakeboards, etc. So standard colour upholstery here, which is the silver finish. And you can see the option there with the manual flush toilet, again with the water system. So without the day cruiser aft cabin package, you can obviously see this fixed seating in the aft end of the cabin. Still very practical. The roof system here above us, as standard, is a manual pullback system, so it's just a cam lock twist function on that stainless steel bar, and it's one-handed open and closed. Really big aperture, actually opens a little bit more as the manual version, but you do have the option to upgrade to a push button electric one touch open and closed, which is nice if you want to open the roof in certain positions rather than just the open or close feature generally, which is how you'd use the manual one. We've got this leatherette effect steering, a more basic dashboard finish in the standard boat here. I say very rugged and practical for those who don't wish to take the Brabus package. You still have the Mercury vessel view gauge there for the engine, and space to add other electronics, perhaps if you've got a preference over the factory Garmin package. And again, trim tab, thruster controls, and the factory optional Garmin DSC VHF. You see the Axopar logos here on the handles rather than the Brabus trim. Optional teak floor, so standard boat would be with a white non-slip, and then the upgrade here to the wood finish. So I say, just trying to show all available options on the different boats. So paired right out, this particular boat is around 114,000 euros. As you see, that's spec'd. Moving across to 28 open, this particular boat rigged with the twin 200 6-cylinder engines, so a little bit more speed than the single. For those looking to go further afield, just wanting the peace of mind that two engines give. Again, different upholstery here, which is a Silvertex upgrade. And you'll see AV packages again, things like the emergency bilge pumps and the VHF aerial here have obviously had to go outboard, as we don't have the T-top or cabin option above us. It's a very open feeling boat here, so certain climates absolutely perfect. You want a complete walk around with that true wind in your hair feel. So you've still got the protection at the helm that's offered by this clever step down. So we lift the cushion up. I'm now in my driving position. I am behind the windscreen, so protected from the elements to a point. And of course you can have a folding bimini, which will still give you a camper canvas option for when the weather's not so good. This particular boat is a Brabus line trim. See there, again the Alcantara wheel. Tucked over on the dashboard there is Mercury's active trim system. I have to say I'd really recommend this. Whilst if you really know how to drive a boat, you will be able to beat the computer slightly with top speed, but when cruising, this is trimming the engine all the time, and it does give, I would say, up to a 10% saving on fuel consumption. It's a very handy extra, and you'll make back the savings in fuel, I would believe, during the course of your ownership. Seen here, see, with the table lowered down into the sunpad configuration. So this is an option for the boat, not standard fit, but great use then in port. And we have the full S-Step package here running around the decks. So rather than the standard white non-slip, this really does give a high-end feel to the boat. Looking up forward here again, with the electric toilet and sink package. It's a very clean, fresh, minimalist boat. Still with the option here shown with the double cabin. So whether you're using this for storing your water sports equipment or somewhere to crash out overnight, you've still got the full size double bed. There's a further access hatch at the back end of the cabin if you want to put water sports equipment in there, or if you want a bit more ventilation overnight. Crack both doors open either end just to allow a bit of through flow of air. Somewhere for the kids to crash out if you're running back after a day on the water. It's a high spec boat with the twin engines. We're around 145,000 euros, as you see her there. Moving across here, we have the T-top. So this is the open boat with the addition of a Centerline sun canopy in the middle there. The top is removable for cleaning, but generally it's something you'd leave up all year round. And if you have a covers package, you can enclose this centre section to allow you to use the boat when the weather's not so good and for storage. Shown here with the day cruiser aft cabin, again as per the last boat. You see immediately how much more protected the helm is here in the middle. Again, we step down. Sitting at the helm here, you can see again behind the glass, but standing up if you wish, and then above the screen I've got great visibility all the way around. The framework for the roof really is minimal intrusion, so lots of handy grab rails. You can add things like wakeboard racks in the aftermarket for carrying extra toys. So as per the other boats here, Centerline double cabin. This is the most popular T-top option, so we see a lot of boats here with the aft cabin. It gives you that handy sunpad and the ability to either store gear or, I say, somewhere to crash out for a weekender. Up in the bow here, tables now displayed in the dining position. There would be room here in the front if you had a couple of folding chairs to squeeze a couple more people up here. And this is a Brabus trimline boat, so we've got the black rails here. And again, a full heads compartment. Most boats go for the electric toilet. It's not a critical feature, but a nice to have. Obviously push button flush. If you're coming out of a rib and looking for something a little bit more functional as a a growing family often needs. It's got everything you might want, say somewhere for the kids to crash out when they've had enough at the end of the day, but still when you're running and enjoying your day on the water. It's a very social cockpit here in the middle. Everybody's protected, minimum buffeting from the wind. You can see here again with the single Garmin screen package, embossed Brabus logos here on the wheel and tilt wheel. And we're around 126,000 euros as displayed on that T-top. So just in summary, you see 3 distinct layouts with the further choices as to how you lay the aft cockpit out. It's a very versatile product, fits in the middle of the Axopar range between the entry level 24 and the flagship 37. They're available as Axopar boats as you see here, or for those looking for further performance. We also sell Brabus Marine product, which is C rated to take larger horsepower engines and another level of detail up in terms of fit and finish, with the price tag to match. So my name is James Lumley. I'm from the Axopar London Group. My office is based in Swanwick Marina, Southampton. We are one of the main UK dealers for Axopar product, and as part of the London Group have offices Southampton, Torquay, Poole and London. I've always got stock and display boats to see in Swanwick, be it owned by private individuals or physical stock available for delivery this season. So if you'd like to find out some more, perhaps come and see these boats in the flesh, just give us a call, we can set up a viewing. Open 7 days a week. My phone number, mobile, is always best, which is +44 7747 686 587, or my email is james@axoparlondongroup.com. We've got full photo presentations, of course pricing. The configurator online on the Axopar website is fantastic for understanding where the various options are, but when you're ready to start speccing a boat, including delivery with engines, PDI, retrofitting items, you really need to have a chat with us to understand what the realistic on the water price is for one of these. I hope you've enjoyed the tour today. Still a couple of days of the show here, still running in boots, so if you've got the chance to jump on a plane, love to see you. Otherwise, please come and see us in Swanwick or Poole, London, Torquay, when you're ready.